poaching is that it leaves your fish watery or not really flavorful. But it's a really, really healthful way to cook. And we've mastered a technique that leaves your salmon moist and flavorful. And the best part is that this recipe is perfect for a weeknight meal. It can be ready in 30 minutes or less. So the first thing that we're gonna do, we don't really need so much special equipment here. All we really need is a 12-inch skillet and a lid for the skillet that fits on top so no steam escape. And I'm just gonna layer the pan with lemon slices that have been cut in 1/4 of an inch. Basically, it's like 1 lemon you need to cover the whole pan. And this is really important so the fish won't be touching the bottom of the pan and it won't burn. And then I'm gonna add also some shallots, minced shallots, that nice onion flavor. The stems of the tarragon and parsley leaves, 1/2 cup of water, and 1/2 cup of white wine. In this case, we're using Sauvignon Blanc. It's nice and crispy. And I'm just gonna start heating this on the stove while I talk about our salmon. So for poaching salmon, we don't need the skin on the salmon because unlike roasted salmon, we don't need the skin as a barrier to protect it from becoming unmoist. So to remove the skin of salmon, it's not so hard. It's actually just easier to ask your butcher or your fishmonger to do it, but it's really not so hard if you have to do it yourself. You just want to angle your knife like this and then use a paper towel. Once you get the skin removed a little bit, you're going to use a paper towel to hold the skin because the skin is very slippery as it just slipped out of my hands. And then you're just going to slowly work it. And then here I've gotten it to this point. And you just slowly, there, and the skin is off. Now I'm just going to portion this into 3 portions. Again, you don't want the fish to be more than 1.5 inches thick. I'm going to lay these out here. See, these are a little uneven because this side was the thinner part of the belly that had the fat on it that they removed. But we don't need to leave the skin on because it'll be rubbery and gross and just add oils to the pan, so we don't really need it. So I've got my pan going. I set the heat to high and I'm waiting for that to get to the boil. Cooking the salmon at a low temperature will ensure that the fish cooks slowly and gently. And the fish is done when similar to the roasted salmon, the fish is done when the fillets are opaque, but they won't have that crispy crust. They'll just be really moist and flavorful. Again, we're using farmed salmon here, but you can use wild salmon, but just remember that the temperature of the final salmon will be 120 degrees rather than 125. And to figure out the difference between wild salmon and farmed salmon, here's a video by Dan.